Okay guys, check it out, the S.H.Figuarts Griffith Hawk of Light. So yeah, the Hawk of Light, as you guys can see here, this is a big ass box because it has to be. I mean, half of the box is taken off by the horse. Yes, the horse is included, and by the way, yes, the horse is in the manga, and check out that artwork there, looking beautiful. I love the colors, the way they did it. They make him look really heroic, but we all know that's BS. We know that Fento is behind that, and anybody that doesn't believe that is gonna get, you know, what happened to Casca basically. So like I said, the box is beautiful. Most of what the box is showing is just the promo images again, but I gotta say that artwork on the front and the colors just really makes it stand out. It really fits in perfectly. So enough talking, let's go and unbox this baby. Okay, let's open this baby up now. Like I said before, the artwork, it looks beautiful, looks great. Here we have this spine here, which is really nice with the line art, which is pretty cool. That looks great, awesome as well. You got his logo here actually, which is pretty darn nice, the way they hit it. That you can see it just because of the light, how it's reflecting. The Bellahim, the red one, is here as well, and more line artwork there. It's awesome, it's great. So you open it up from here. So let's do this, and just like a lot of S.H.Figuarts recently, check this out. Yeah, all the freaking instructions are here on the side of the box. Sadly, I do not like it. I do not like this because you have to keep opening the box to check it out, and it's like, come on. And if you're a sucker for protecting the boxes and everything, the spines, yeah, just getting it out there got you a crease. So yeah, and here as well. So hopefully there's some written ones, or I guess I'll just take a picture of it and look at them, because, well, that's how you do it. Here we go. There's a bad boy. Oh wait, we got something else in here. Check that out. That is so cool. Guts came with the red one, and he comes with the blue one. That is pretty awesome. And yeah, it's just a cardboard sheet here, but it looks awesome. This looks great. Darn, you know, that this is pretty great, pretty cool. If this was bigger, I would be using it as a background or something, or as a mat, but this is awesome. This is so cool. I love it. I'm a sucker for little bonuses like that. So you guys can see, the horse is the big thing. Here's the figure. I can already tell you that's fabric, and that looks great. And the reins and the different handles for the sword. Looks like you have to build it up. So, and of course, that lovely hair. Let's see what here. No tape. Fine with that. I'll just move here. And there we go, guys. Griffith, Hawk of Light. And of course, the sword has to go flying, and the reins here. So this is pretty much everything you're getting here. And I gotta say, this looks freaking great. So much stuff. Where do we start, right? Obviously, the main figure. That's where we should start here. So you guys can see, very well protected. A lot of plastic. Oh, so he's okay. He has a lot of protection, but pretty easy to take off. Let's take this one off for the neck. And there we go. Griffith, the Hawk of Light. I gotta say, I like the fabric that they use here for the cape. Two-tone cape, looking great. Looks like the seams are pretty much not there. The wire is working great. I can tell you that there's a wire inside here, so there's a lot of options. You can be really creative with this cape. But I gotta say, the face, at least this face, looks really plasticky. I don't know if I like it that much. I'll have to see the other ones. I gotta say, the armor looks great. The armor looks awesome. For some reason, this toe does not go the way down, but this one does. I'm guessing that's a problem there. And as you guys can see, the armor looks great. I like the detailing that they did on the armor. Even if I do think, if I were to compare this one to my Figma Demon Souls figure in terms of armor, the Demon Souls armor is a lot nicer than this one. I could tell that they did cut some corners here. Yeah, a little bit of the detailing on it. I wish they would have went a little bit more with it, but as of right now, it's still pretty solid. It's still pretty solid. Now here's the scabbard for the sword. You can see the back of the figure, cape out of the way, but still really nice looking figure. It looks great. I feel like they did a better job with Guts armor. Here's the face. This one doesn't look as shiny as this one. So I'm guessing this one is for the helmet because of the way of the hair, which makes sense. And this is this other face, which I failed there and have to go under the horse. Sometimes stuff like this happens. As you guys can see here, looks nice. It has these holes on the sides. Okay, I'm guessing that's for the hair. We'll have to check out the instructions. Like I said, I don't like that the instructions are on the side of the box. And here is his helmet, which has the opening and closing visor, which is great. I love that. That's awesome. It just opens and closes. That's great. Of course, you got more hair here, which does have articulation, as you guys can see there. And the hair looks great. I like the colors. I really like how they did the blending of the colors. Of course, you got the different hands here, and the sword looks good. Looks good. It looks sharp. Is it pointy? Not really pointy. S.H.Figuarts does tend to do this, of not pointy swords. But here is the one that goes into the scabbard. And this is the other part that attaches to the sword here. Obviously I'll get into that later. So let's take out the horse. The horse. Soul Mare. Oh yeah, this is the Soul Mare right here. The Cab Bernal. And I gotta say, there's no articulation. Check that out. This is just one solid piece and it's heavy. It's heavy. But it looks great. It looks great, honestly. Has some nice detailing on it. With the armor on it and everything. The eyes look great. Man, they even got the little ties here. And remember, this is his horse. Now, obviously, the horse from the manga, if you haven't checked out the manga, he does have this horse. In the newer episodes, volumes, I mean. Looks great. The horseshoes, I don't get them. Are they supposed to be that all the same color? or were they supposed to be different? I don't know. That's really a minor gripe here, but it looks great. It looks really darn nice. And by the way, this feels like leather. Feels a little bit like leather, even if it's not. I remember you're gonna have the different lanes. Here's where you put the feet of the figure, and I can tell you right now that this is gonna get dirty pretty easily. You can see that mine has a little bit of dirt, or probably from production. This is really soft plastic, by the way. It's actually this, they should be using this plastic underskirts and everything, because this is super soft. So no problem there. The horsetail looks nice. Has a bunch of air separation. I wasn't expecting it to have that much, but so far so good. So I say let's go and take a better look at this guy and go over everything, do some poses of course, and then we'll get to some final thoughts. So let's go. Okay guys, Griffith out of the box looks pretty good. Like I said, the only thing that I don't like is the face, and I feel like the armor could have been more detailed than what they made it look here. He has kind of like a weird problem standing up. You really have to place him properly with those flat feet he has. I gotta say the cape is nice. It's big and fluffy, of course, but I was expecting it to be a little bit skinnier, but no, it's actually kind of heavy. Now it's not gonna drag him down that much. You can play around with it. Obviously your imagination is the limit here. The hair looks perfect. But like I said, this armor compared to my recent Figma Demon Souls figure, this armor is not as good as that one, especially on the detailing. But I gotta say the colors are great and everything. One gripe that I do have is with the sword, and you guys will be seeing that soon once we get to that. But so far, first impressions of just Griffith by himself are actually pretty good. Okay guys, let's check out the articulation. Now I know what you're thinking, Zero, the sideburns are gonna get in the way. Obviously that's gonna happen, but the sideburns do have a trick that you can actually move them, as you guys can see, up and down, because you can see there that it's just a hole. So just a little peg that you can just put in there, and you can just do that. You know, you can move the head and then attach them, remove them and attach them again. Now the other thing before we start moving is that you might want to move the hair here. Remember, it's on a ball joint, so you can move it here, so the hair has a bunch of articulation. But the thing is, obviously this part here, it won't bother you if the hair is up. So we do that, as you guys can see here. That's this full range of articulation there. It could do more, honestly, but because of this plate here, which just like in real life, unless the hair was actually, you know, hair, this will get in the way. So there you go, your right, and now the left, you just move this around, and there you go. And you have the other articulation point there. So that's pretty nice. Now when you're gonna go up, because you have the hair here, it won't hinder it that much, but if you have it down, it's gonna hinder it. Now down here as well, same goes for the hair, but still you can trick it. You can do it so you move the hair first and then you move the hair down, so it still looks pretty good. So that's pretty nice. Here you can see how the neck actually does move. So you guys can see they're very fluid, very well done. Now let's go to the cape. Now obviously the cape has the wires inside it. You can do a lot with the cape. There's a wire in this one, there's a wire in here as well, so you can do stuff like that. If you want more purple than the white, you can just fold it up like so. So you have more purple showing than the white, if you want to do it like that. And now for the arm articulation, obviously, we're gonna fold the cape a little bit here. Remember that these little things here will get in the way, but there you go. Now you have this shoulder pad here, which is articulated. You can move it around, no problems. Now, if you want more articulation for the arm, because normally the arm is just gonna go like that, you can just pull it down a little bit, and there you have more articulation, as you guys can see there. You do have to swivel. Let's see. Now, I think in real life, an armor like this wouldn't have that swivel, because obviously it would just be one single piece. But I could be wrong about that, and there goes the sideburn falling off, which I wish they would have figured a better way, but hey, at least it doesn't break. So the elbow articulation, can you see, which is good. It could do a little bit more, I wish, but obviously this part is gonna get in the way. You can pretty much make it so he can almost touch his face. And now the other arm is gonna work the same, except for one thing. This thing is gonna get in the way, obviously. So if you try to go the way up, oh look, it's gonna get in the way there. Now you can move it down a little bit, but still, this wing is still so big that even in real life that would still poke you, so that's not good. Oh yeah, the wrists are on a ball joint, so it can move all around, no problems there. They're pretty solid. And the legs, well, let's actually talk about the ab articulation here. So let me move the cape a bit more here, so you guys have a better look there. As you guys can see, that is his ab articulation, which is actually pretty good. And remember, with the rest of the body is gonna move, so that's pretty nice. And he is pretty tight, nothing feels loose or anything like that. Now the legs move really good. You know, he's supposed to be able to do the splits. The only thing is this part here, make sure it's not under the armor, because when it gets caught here, you're not gonna have much articulation because it's gonna get in the way. But that's how much he has there. You can pull down the legs and you can see that there's really not much give there. The thing that's gonna make the difference is this. Not do it like this, but do it like this. Over. So that's his kick there, which looks nice. Ball jointed ankles, which are nice. Of course, you got the feet there, the toe articulation. And now the knees, which actually look really good. That's pretty nice knee articulation right there. So it's gonna be able to do quite a lot of poses. Really well done. I like it. It works great. Okay guys, his horse. I can already tell you guys do not like how the reins work. But you guys will see it pretty soon. But basically you have to slip them inside there, and the way they did is not that easy. It's not that fun. But this thing, again, looks great. Now it does not have any articulation whatsoever. I checked. I think only the tail kind of moves, but he's just standing there, which is kind of weird, because the thing is, you want to have him doing some impressive horse fighting moves and everything, but you can't do that, sadly, which sucks. And don't worry, we'll go over the supposed articulation that it has on it. The other thing is that I just checked the box, and on the other spine there's another set of instructions. Bandai, F that whole echo not using paper thing. Come on, give us paper. That's BS. So I have to open both sides of the boxes to see them. No, You know, you don't want to waste paper. Put it online, give us a QR code that doesn't take us to a survey, that takes us directly to the instructions, and we do that. But man, that's not the way to go for it. But the horse itself, you know, with the armor on it, looks great. It's a really nice addition to it, a really nice bonus, considering Guts what I paid. I think it was 80 or 75 for mine. This was 107. I just wish the horse had articulation. I wish they would have done that. You know, would have been great. But like I said, we're gonna go over it. We're gonna check it just in case I'm talking out my ass here, but I don't think so. You know, I think I got this right. I think this soul mare is obviously a soul mare. You know, just like DSP's horse, he can't ride it, so what can you do, right? Well, this guy can actually ride his soul mare, so no problems there. And by the way, I know what you're gonna say, Zero, is this actually a horse? We don't know. The manga hasn't gotten that far enough for us to see if this is actually a horse or some type of other animal. Obviously it's gonna be demonic, but we still don't know what it's actually gonna be. So let's go and check out the articulation. Okay, so the articulation of the soul mare here, let's see. Head, nothing. There's nothing on the head, nothing. Legs, front ones don't move. Same goes for the back ones. The tail, okay, yeah. Don't move the tail because this is fully connected, so that's all you're gonna get, and I wouldn't push my luck because that might break. So that's the soul mare. Doesn't have anything. Darn, I wish at least have the head to go up and down, but not even that. They didn't do that. It's just a solid piece of plastic, you know. That's kind of sad, you know. And the reins, this thing, I do not like this because you have to slide them in there. You know, you have to slide them in there, and it's not 100% there. I'll show you guys, so give me a second. Okay, so these are the reins, as you guys can see here, and the way they did them, I do not like them because they made it so you have to slip them inside here, and that is kind of weird that they did like that. I don't know why. So you're supposed to slide them in here. I don't know why they just didn't give us one and then you just swap out something. But you see, you're supposed to swap them in here. But there's no click, there's no nothing. So it's actually pretty weird how you do this. There you go. That's how it goes inside there. I'll say it's tight. It's tight, but it worries me that you might pull a little bit. Well, it's not gonna break, but it kind of worries me a little bit with the soft plastic that might go bad over time. But we'll have to wait and see. And by the way, these ones don't really have much give. Like, they're just, see, not a lot of give there. So still, nice looking horse. It's nice. It's a horse, you know. For him at least, he's just gonna be standing there. But if you were to ask me, I would have done what Figma did with the horses, and would have been pretty darn awesome. But heck, we'll see. I mean, Skull Knight is supposed to be coming out from Figma, and he's gonna come with the horse, so maybe that horse will be pretty good or pretty bad. We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, that does it for the articulation of the soul mare. Okay, so let me show you how you attach the guard to the sword. Like, this one is the one you use for getting it in the scabbard. You can see that it has the little peg there, but it has this one here. Now make sure that this part is pointed up. according to the promo images, it's supposed to be like that. So you're gonna slide it in there, and it's gonna look like this, as you guys can see there. So that's what it's supposed to look like. Looks pretty good. I wish they would have given you this one but with everything on it, and then the other one, which let me show you how you, it's pretty much the same mechanism as the same way you put this on this is how you put on the actual sword. It's gonna do with the sword again, gonna attach it the same way, and boom, that's it. So let me give you guys a good look at it. So I gotta say, the sword looks pretty darn good put together and everything. I wish you didn't have to put it together like that, but other than that, looks great. And again, if you're wondering, Zero, about the scabbard, how do you put it in there? Well, you don't put the actual sword, you just put the handle on it. It's pretty easy, you know, nothing really that hard, but it looks great. I gotta say, the detailing on the guard, on the handle, looks great. Obviously it's not pointy, but it does look pretty sharp without being actually sharp. But it's kind of like Vicious Katana. If you have the S.H.Figuarts Vicious, it's pretty much the same thing, where the sword looks really good, but you can tell that they have done better jobs with other swords than what they did with this one. Still looks great, and I'm pretty sure Griffith is gonna look awesome with it. But still, let me show you how you actually put it in there. Again, it's pretty darn easy. This part, so you guys can see there, it's gonna be facing forward. Now the only thing is that this thing does move around quite a bit, and you're just gonna slide it in there. And by the way, it's not removable. This whole thing is not removable, which I wish they would have done that, make it removable, but they didn't. So you just go there and boom, that's it. It's nice and secure there. You won't have any problems, and that's it. Let me show you how the helmet works. Obviously you have to remove the head, but you have to get this face in here, and you have to put this hair on the other side. Now I have obviously my iPad there, and I'm looking at the instructions because hey, they decided to put them on the side of the box. I don't know why. So anyways, what you're supposed to do first is you're supposed to put this up, and you're supposed to pull this part here down. So you're gonna have two parts here. Focus please, camera. Let me just press the button. Sometimes it gets like that. So now that that's removed, you can see here where it attaches. Now this is where you pop in the head there. So you got that, and now you attach the under part here and basically put it here. And once you do this, you're probably not gonna do it again, because none of the other heads actually have the sculpted hair that you need to use for this face. So once you got that, now you go and attach this hair here, and there you go. That's what it's gonna look like with the hair on it, as you guys can see there. And yeah, just have to make it a little bit tighter here. Other than that, this is pretty cool. Like, you can lower the visor down, put it up, as you guys see there. Pretty awesome, right? Oh, and of course the visor came off, but you can put it back in there easily, no problems. But still really nice. Obviously they could have just made it so the face would just go in there normally, would just be in there, but I guessing they made it because maybe at some point we might get another Griffith figure, and he might have that might come with different faces for him, which would be pretty interesting. So that's how you attach the head. This is his normal face, as you guys can see there. It looks good, but this is the one that I said that it looked pretty shiny. Now looking at it from this angle here, still looks pretty shiny. I don't know, the other ones don't look as shiny as this one, but still pretty nice. I mean, Griffith is one of those guys that also looks like a chick, and you know, hey, you know, he has swung both ways, because hey, he said that in the series when he betrays the guy that basically was his lover pretty much and took over his kingdom, you know. It's just how Griffith is. He's one of those guys that, hey, you better watch out. You fall in love with the guy and the guy turns out stabbing you in the back, or worse. It's pretty crazy, and I think this face really shows us that, hey, look at this beautiful face, look at this beautiful man, and then it's like there's a demon back there, and it's not a good one, especially this one right here. So this one, he looks a lot happier. You can see how good the eyes look, the eyebrows, just he looks great, you know, he's smiling. And the thing is that you look at him and you're like, the box art makes sense, because you think he's a hero at the start of the series. You think he's a good guy, you think he's there, you know. Guts looks up to him, not only as a leader but as a friend. And when he gets captured and tortured, Gus and the rest of the team are the ones that go to save him. But in the end, his ambition, his real malice shows up, and he ends up sacrificing all of them, which is pretty crazy. He did it to reach the castle in his dreams, which is pretty crazy, because if you think about it, the castle could be a reference to drugs, you know. He's always looking for that high, reaching that castle. The difference is the castle was real and he reached the castle. This is what he looks like with his helmet. I gotta say, it looks great. Of course, the visor is down, and man, he looks ready to go to war. Pretty nice. Sadly, this is the only face they include for the visor. None of the other two can be used. Like I showed you guys when I was putting the helmet on, the reason being that, now that I will raise the visor here so you guys can see, that head is the only one, that face is the only one that has that hairline there, and the others don't have it, so you can't use them, and you cannot remove the hair to add this, so you're stuck with only this face, sadly. No screaming face, which a little bit odd, because it would have made some sense to have him, you know, screaming and stuff, but no, they did not include that. Let's attach him to the horse. Let's stick him on there. From what I've seen, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like this. You just, you know, do a little bit of the splits, and there you go. It's pretty easy. I like how you can have him pretty much, you know, sitting there. He fits perfectly here, honestly. The Figma one, the horses, they do tend to have these parts here, so you can raise the heights and stuff, but he sits perfectly there. He sits great, you know. It's pretty much perfect for him. It's tailor-made for him, so it makes sense. That looks good, and of course, I'm gonna show us some poses with him on it. Why not? Gotta say, Griffith on his horse looks beautiful, man. I'm gonna display him like this. This is the only way to display him. Like, it looks so darn great. His armor, the armor on the horse, the colors just really stand out, and that cape looks awesome like that. Man, he looks great. If you wanted a knight in shining armor, there you go. There you go. Wow, impressive. And by the way, he stands there perfectly. It won't fall as long as you make sure that everything is okay. Wow, this is worth the price because just how good that looks. It's awesome. It's hard to beat this. And I know what you're gonna say. Oh, my Prime One Studio has one of him with the horse and stuff. Yeah. That's too expensive. That's a statue. That doesn't move. This thing, I can have in this pose. I can have in a bunch of poses. So, how about we go and check out the poses? Well, guys, final thoughts here. This figure really blew me away. I mean, the articulation is great. The detailing on it is pretty darn nice, but like I said, it's not my favorite armor. My favorite armor is still the fluted armor from Figma. That thing kicks ass. Pretty similar, you know, in terms of the colors and that medieval knight style, but obviously Griffith's is supposed to be accurate to the one in the manga. So, uh, man, it's just so great. The cape, I love it. I love the detailing on it. You can see the fabric from it. It looks great. Just the shine that it gives out on the white and the purple looks awesome. That is so amazing. The sword looks nice. The only thing that I don't like is that the guard, you have to remove it, swap it out so you can have it without the chief and on chief. I wish it would have just they would have just added both of them together. You know, one for each. No problem with that. He stands well. One of the things that I did notice are the spurs on the backs of the boots. That might be a problem because they're rubbery. Obviously they're soft plastic, but the thing is that they do bend a lot, and you want to be careful. You definitely don't want to drop this guy because it might bend and break them, sadly. But the horse, I like it. It's just that it doesn't have articulation, but compared to the Figma horse, as you guys can see here, this one stands perfectly because it's one solid piece of plastic and you have no problems. But you can do a bunch of stuff with the Figma one. I mean, you can just do so much with articulation, which this horse doesn't have, and I wish he only needed a little bit. That, you know, having the head move and the neck and a little bit the tail would have been perfect, would have made it so much better. But what we got here is pretty nice. Like I had said before, the armor is great. The figure sits there perfectly, no problems. I just love the way they look. Man, the unboxing experience here was pretty darn good because of the box, how nice the box is. Everything came perfectly in there. The helmeted head, I like it. You do have to push a little bit down harder for the peg to click in there, but it does, and once it does, it's pretty safe. That's the other gripe that I do have, that I wish they would have given you more faces for the helmet to head. But like I said, maybe there's gonna be another version of him that's gonna have more faces for the helmet to head. I love that. The visor opens up and you can put it down. That looks awesome. That looks great. The hair looks amazing. The hair on him looks so darn good. I like how the sideburns have the articulation, and I like how the back of the hair does have the articulation, but I do wish it had a little bit more, and heck, maybe they use some real hair. Would be pretty awesome. But the same thing goes for the guts from the S.H.Figuarts guts. I've been really darn happy, and seeing him with the armor next to the freaking Figma Berserk armor looks awesome. They all look great together. All of them together look so darn good. I love it. And just like I said with guts, you can mix and mash them and you are not gonna regret it. If you collect the Figma ones and want any of these two, or the rest are probably gonna be released, you're on a win-win. Us Berserk fans are on a win-win scenario. You collect the S.H.Figuarts, you collect the Figma ones, you cannot go wrong here. Yeah, we have gotten, look guys, Skull Knight is gonna look great next to Griffith, next to Guts. The Berserk armor is gonna look great next to the Figma one as well. I mean, this is awesome. What they doing here is so amazing, and sadly Kentaro Miura isn't here for him to enjoy this, but I'm pretty sure he's up there, he's looking down, he's like, yeah, keep it going, just like the manga, keep it going. Cannot wait to see the conclusion to the series. But other than that, this is awesome, and what a way to cap off Halloween, right? Playing the freaking BERSERK Rage of Guts game. You guys have to check that playthrough out. That game is actually pretty awesome for the Dreamcast. And then reviewing this guy is just awesome. It's just awesome. It's just a perfect way to end up the month. It's a perfect way, honestly. And again, I do not accept super chats. I do not accept tips. I do not accept super thanks or any of that stuff because I don't need it, because I don't have to beg. If I release this video, it gets 1 million views, it got 1 million views. If I release it and it gets 20, it got 20. Doesn't matter. Still gonna keep making them because I know you guys enjoyed it. And obviously, you guys don't have to pay me for my content because it's free for you guys to enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Grab some candy, grab some movies or series, and happy Halloween.